introduce myself. My name is Hilal Fadlan Ramada. I'm from Faculty of Science and Technology, UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. In this video, I'm going to present how to find stated and unstated main idea from the text. The main idea from the text is always can find in every kind of text, sentence, and also every kind of paragraph. And usually there was a two type of main idea, stated and unstated. The stated and unstated main idea is depend from the writer. Are he gonna write the main idea with the text, or he gonna unstate it with the text? Now let's check it out. The first step to find the main idea. Text 1. Costs were low that year and the output is high. There was a good person for each job and the marker is remaining firm. There were no loss from fire, and all in all, it was the best year in the history of the company. By looking at the text 1, we can see that the text 1 itself has unstated main idea. How do we know this is unstated main idea? By looking the text number 1, the writer did not contain or did not write the main idea from the text. So the reader have to read all the text and to know what is the main idea from the text 1. There are a few ways to know the main idea from the text, especially the keywords. One of the best thing or the best way to know the main idea from the text is the keyword. Keyword itself always can find in every sentence and every text of the text or paragraph. They usually have a few characteristics from the keyword. Is like first, the keywords or the words from the keyword itself is always been repeated in every sentence on every paragraph. And also another characteristic of keyword is there are a few words who actually has similar or related meaning to one each other. Now let's check it out. The keyword from the text 1. The keyword from the text 1 is cost, output hike or hike output, market and company, job, year and history. This is a keyword from the text 1. And for example, like the word years and history, both of the words has a similar meaning or have a related meaning to one each other. Like history and year is a word that tell about the age or the time when the company exists. And another example of the keyword from the text 1 is the output and the cost. These two words has a similar or related meaning to one each other. And by looking the keyword from the text 1, we can assume or can find the main idea, and also the topic from the text 1 is the main idea from the text 1 is the best year of company production, and the topic from the text 1 is the good company production. Why this will be the main idea from the text 1 is by looking the keyword from the text 1. The keywords is like the cost and also the year is few example of the keywords in the text 1 who has been a clue for the main idea. So by looking the keyword from the text 1 is give us a clue that the writer is actually retelling about the years or the time when that company was the best year from that company, like their production big enough, and also they only give a low cost to get the ingredient to build their product, and by the low low cost for to get the ingredient, they can get the very good output or a high output, and also get a very advantage from that. So this text 1, the main idea for the text 1 is the best year of company production. That means the writer is retelling about or retell about the history or the time when the company has a very good production. Now let's go into text number 2. The text number 2. Penicillin is one of the greatest of the wonder drugs. It has saved thousands of lives already and will save many more in the future. But unfortunately, it has no effect to all of most the ills of mankind. Penicillin is a very good drug, but it is certainly not cure all. By looking at the text 2, we can assume that the text 2 or the main idea from the text 2 is stated. Why do we know that this stated main idea? Because we can see that the first sentence from the text, penicillin is one of the greatest of the wonder of drug. This is one of example of characteristic of the main idea that it can find in the first or the last paragraph. And how do we know? How can we prove that it is the main idea from the text? Well, now we're gonna look at the keyword and also the topic from the text 2. The keyword from the text 2 is penicillin, drugs, and ills. Like I said before, the keyword is not just the few words who have similar or related meaning to one each other, but also is the word that always been repeated in every sentence, in every paragraph, or every words that in the text. For example, like this word penicillin is been repeated twice in this text. First is you can see in the first paragraph, penicillin is one of the greatest of the wonder of drugs. This is the first word of penicillin, and another word that proves that the word penicillin is being repeated is the last sentence from the text. Penicillin is a very good drug, but it is certainly not a cure-all. This is a proof that the word penicillin has been repeated twice, and this is one of the characters of the keywords. And also there's a drugs and ills, and from the keywords we can see that the best topic from the text number 2 is the greatness of drugs. And by looking at the topic and keywords, we can assume or we can cure that the best main idea from the text number 2 is penicillin is one of the best drugs to save human, but not cure all the human disease. This is the main idea for the text number 2. By looking at the keywords and also the few characteristics of the main idea, especially for the first text of text 2, that we tell that penicillin is one of the greatest drugs that can cure few human disease, and this could be the best main idea from the text. So the main idea from the text 2 is penicillin is one of the best drugs to save human, but it can cure all the human disease. Okay, we're going to the text number 3. Text 3. When I was a little girl, I took a piano lessons every Monday after school. I walked to Miss Siever's house with my Tartaret sheet music in my school lunch stained hand. She taught me the scales, the proper way to hold my small fingers, and the theme song from the Pink Panther. She also taught me much more. From her I learned the necessity of practice, the importance of passion, and the joy of achieving a goal after hard work. She also gave me a gift of music. All of that was learned in a half-hour lesson of Monday afternoon in Hanil Lillians. This text number 3 is like the text number 1, which is the main idea from the text number 3 is unstated. The writer is unstated the main idea from the text. So we have to write all the text and to know what kind of main idea on the text 3. Okay, now let's going to find to know the keyword from the text 3. The keyword in the text 3 is piano, sheet music, song, and Monday. For a few examples, like a piano, this word is kind of word or kind of keywords who always been repeated in the text. There are about 2 or 3 words of piano has been repeated on this text. And also the sheet music and song, the word of music and song who had it two words who have similar or related meaning to one each other. By this keyword, we can assume that the best topic and also the best main idea from the text number 3 is the main idea for the text number 3 is she has been playing the piano since she was a little. And for plus, the topic of this text number 3 is the music training lesson. Why did this main idea she has been playing the piano since she was a little? Because by the looking the keyword and also few clue from the text, yeah, the writer is actually retelling about his experience about when he was a little. She already have a piano lesson with his tutor, and he's retelling about the part or also the way he studied the piano lessons with by this text. Okay, we're going to another text. The text number 4. Both plants and animal cells are very complex, yet they are very similar when compared to each other. The Venn diagram compares and contrasts the plant and animal cells. It consists of sectional cell diagram. Both are explanation of the same concept but use different approaches to visually explain the information. It is interesting that there is so much diversity among the living things, yet if you look at their cells, they are similar. The only real difference between the human cells, a horse cell, and a chicken cell is the kind of genetic information found inside the cell nucleus. By looking at text 4, we can see that this text has a stated main idea. How do we know that this text has a stated main idea? Is by looking the first sentence from the text 1. Both plants and animals are very complex, yet they are very similar when compared to each other. The first sentence give us a clue that the writer is telling that few similarity between every living creature cells. And from the last sentence, you can see that the only real difference between the human cell, horse cell, and the chicken cell is the kind of genetic information found inside the cell nucleus. By the last sentence from this text, we can also give another clue that the cell from every living thing is not just similar, but also there's a difference. Even though the animal and plants has a similar structure and contain of its cell, but there was a few differences between every living creature cell. So let's find the keywords and also importantly find the main idea from the text number 4. The keyword for the text number 4 is cells, plants and animal, genetic information and differences. For example, like the keywords of cells, the word of cells is always been repeated in the text number 4. We can see that this word of cells, this always been repeated in the text is about 2 to 3 times in the text. And also the plants and animal, this both of words has a similar characteristic and a similar meaning, which is the few kind of living things. And now by looking the keywords and also the text number 4, we can see that the best main idea from the text 4 is the main idea from the text 4 is the plant and animal cell are similar, yet it's different in genetic information. This is the best main idea that I got in the text 4. The plants and animal cell are similar, yet it's different in genetic information. This is give us a clue that the writer is actually retelling or tell us about the few similarity between all living things cell, between plant cell, animal cell, and other living things cell, but also give us information about the differences between cell. So the writer is trying to give us information about the similarity and also differences between all living creature cells. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. I hope you guys can enjoy and also can learn from this video that the main idea of the text can be found in every kinds of way. So before I close this video, I want to give some points. That the first point, that main idea can be stated and unstated in the text, and also there's a few ways to find the unstated main idea, especially like have to read all the text, find the keywords, and also in the few times we can also can know the topics, and also can find the main idea from the text. And for the stated main idea, we can know it by looking the first or the last sentence from the text. Okay, that's all for me. I hope you guys can understand.